Welcome to The Breakdown, where we break down all the messed up movies. And today we look into the successful Black Swan, starring Natalie Portman, showing the dangers of losing yourself in perfectionism and people-pleasing. Two things I'm all too familiar with, unfortunately. In Black Swan, we witness the painful unraveling of Nina Sayers, a dancer who pushes herself to the limits of perfectionism in the pursuit of artistic greatness. But as she struggles to embody the duality of the white swan and the black swan, her mind fractures, shattering her sense of identity. Black Swan is directed by Darren Aronofsky, who also directed Requiem for a Dream, a movie I'll never forget. Thankfully, Black Swan isn't as bleak, but does carry similar themes of self-destruction. In this video, I'll recap and review the key themes, and at the end, I'll tell you just how strongly Nina's struggles align with my own. Perfection is a prison, and Nina Sayers is its latest inmate. Black Swan is a film about obsession, identity, and losing yourself to the roles others expect you to play. As we break down this psychological descent, keep in mind, sometimes the most terrifying threats aren't monsters in the dark, but the ones living inside your own mind. And speaking of monsters in the dark, stay tuned for a breakdown of Alien Isolation later this week, where another survivor must fight not only the horrors around her, but the fear inside her. But I digress. If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan. Ballet is so beautiful, but you might as well beat your feet with a hammer. This is Nina, Darth Vader's baby mama, having a wonderful nightmare showing her skill and her impending struggle against the dark side. Nina wakes up from her dream excited to be featured in more performances, nervous and under a ton of pressure to be the best by her mama. Can she ride the balance? Or will the void swallow her whole? We see that void around her, as even the cinematography imply an isolated feel as she ventures to her ballet studio. Hearing the negative and ageist gossiping of her fellow dancers again shows how alone she feels. Damn cutthroat business. And we see the dedication of such a craft when Nina restructures her slippers, her wounds, and her attention to detail. It's crazy how perfect you have to be. And you can almost hear her heart race as director Thomas Leroy picks and chooses which dancers will participate in their Swan Lake performance. And she's chosen for rehearsal. Later, she witnesses Beth, the prima ballerina, having a temper tantrum. She's been fired, adding even more pressure on Nina to replace her, even stealing lipstick from her dressing room like she's taking something she thinks she needs to succeed. During her rehearsal for the Swan Lake main lead, the director tells her she did great with the main White Swan role, but Swan Lake has a dual role. She fails to impress with the Black Swan, which has obvious Sith energy that she's not ready for. And then Lily, a new dancer, arrives, so carefree and chill, qualities that the Black Swan needs. Nina is rejected, and yet again she's alone to rift through her failure. So anxious, she begins to hallucinate the Black Swan version of herself. It's like Bully McGuire. She runs home and cries to Mama, attempting to embody the Black Swan. But all I feel is the fear that her feet are gonna crack in half. And that morning, she wears the lipstick she stole from the prima ballerina, like she's buffing up before a boss battle. She meets with the director, wishing to re-audition for the role. She's so soft-spoken and unconfident. But the test is for her to embrace the chaos she's so afraid of. And he kisses her. She bites him. Still, that was chaotic of her. Nina believes she lost the Swan Lake role. It's curtains for that, saying congratulations to this hating hussy, until she realizes that she won the main role of the Swan Queen, getting the validation her heart yearned for. How did she get the main role after not impressing the director and after biting his stupid ass for kissing her? It's sweet hearing her tell mommy that she's been picked, but them hating ass heifers smile in her face and talk behind her back. That's just even more pressure, like the kind her mom gives her when she almost throws away a celebration cake just because Nina didn't want a big serving. Nina's life is manipulated by others' desires, expectations, and her inability to stand up for herself. It feels all too familiar. We learned the director chose her because she embraced chaos by biting his lip. Yet can she embody the Black Swan, the queen of chaos? She watches Lily, who captures the director's attention without being perfect. She's free because she let go of control. At a gala, Beth, the previous prima ballerina, gives Nina those dirty looks, and I had no idea that was Winona Ryder until now. Here's to Nina's Swan Lake performance. Don't fuck it up. Nina's been getting various wounds, symbolizing self-destruction in the face of repressed desires and the loss of control. But at the gala, she peels skin off her finger. Ow, Nina, damn! But turns out, it was just a genjutsu. Nina meets Lily for the first time, and it's clear she's a hater. Just like Stranger Things over here. Beth's drunk ass got some things to say.
What'd you do to get this role? Did you suck his cock?
Not all of us have to.
Oh shit, that was called for. Director Leroy brings Nina to his place, asking her all these uncomfortable questions about sex. He even tells her to go home and play with herself. Disgusting. The next morning, that's the look of burnout and fear of failure, the feeling of being stuck. Yet to break out of that cycle, she plays with herself. It gets pretty raunchy, but that's not the point. The point is, she's doing something for herself now. But the tension lies in that still, she was told to do it. But she's getting control back from a body that's been betraying her lately. Yet surprisingly, her mom is in the room. It's alright, Nina. My mom caught me before. Ugh, what a flashback. During practice, Nina learns Beth is in the hospital. She was hit by a car. Beth will never dance again. Not even head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Nina runs out of the hospital, afraid of having a similar decline like Beth. But that denial won't do her any good. While Nina gets a scolding, the lights go out. This would be perfect for a whodunit mystery, but it seems to show Nina finally confused and in the dark. Then the director begins to kiss her again, and she lets him. This is his attempt to make her let go of her control, but it's manipulation and wrong. Plus, all it does is enforce her need for validation, rather than take it away. And then Sith Nina begins to show herself more, while her body betrays her even further. It's like Green Goblin slowly taking over Osborn. This director getting on my damn nerves. You just wish Nina would stick a middle finger up his nose already. And then this pervert on the train. Disgusting moron making her feel objectified and disillusioned with herself even more. Finally, Nina begins to show agency when she tells her mom off, even saying no to her finally. Lily comes to visit, offering dinner to apologize for mingling with the director about Nina. She rejects her mom, finally giving her a piece of her mind. Lily thinks Nina needs to relax, and this ecstasy tablet will do that perfectly, but she's not ready for the dark side yet. Nina notices Lily spiking her drink, but peer pressure is a motherfucker. Plus, she embarrasses herself in front of Winter Soldier and Hexagon Head here. Nina starts to feel that ecstasy, and once it gets too heavy, Lily takes her home, only for Mom to try that helicopter parent shit once more. Things get hot and heavy for Lily and Nina, but Sith Nina takes Lily's place and smothers her to sleep. Nina wakes up late for rehearsal. Thanks, Mom. Keep sitting in the corner like an old nasty ogre once I move out soon. She hears Swan Lake, seeing Lily practicing her role and thriving in it where she failed. Even worse, Lily acts like last night didn't happen, humiliating Nina for fantasizing about her.
You did. You fantasized about me.
Shut up, Meg. It seems Nina has hit rock bottom, but it's at rock bottom where she begins to thrive. But the Black Swan role may be swallowing her whole. Wow, it is like Green Goblin. She spirals into hallucinations on stage as the Black Swan consumes her, erasing her identity under the weight of her perfectionism and people-pleasing, until she's lost in a distorted reality of self-doubt and unrelenting pressure. She returns to Beth in the hospital, returning the things she stole from her dressing room. She understands exactly how Beth felt when Nina replaced her, but Beth begins to slash herself, turning into Sith Nina, the doppelganger. But the terror all makes you wonder, if anything Nina experiences is even real anymore. She becomes unreliable. This became a horror movie really quick. Hogwarts is scary this time of year. She even hallucinates herself growing wings and her legs becoming bird-like, and she knocks herself out. She wakes up learning her mom called her performance off. That's the worst thing, because now Lily will play her role. Nina is all gone. She's the Swan Queen now. I feel conflicted because I know she could have gotten to this confidence without self-destruction. Tonight is Swan Lake, yet she completely unravels seeing her doppelganger, which makes her lose balance in front of the audience. This embarrassment ruins everything, and when she finds Lily in her dressing room turning into her doppelganger, she fights to kill. Nina stabs her doppelganger, saying, "It's my turn." But that was Lily the whole time. She hides her body and completely becomes the Black Swan, and the performance wows the audience. The Black Swan, the void, has swallowed her whole. She has gained the perfection she always wanted, the validation she's always yearned, kissing the director before returning to Lily's body. And then she gets a knock on the door from Lily. Lily congratulates her and apologizes, but then who the hell did Nina stab? Herself. Nina, you cooked yourself? Seriously? With nothing left. She wipes her tears and dances the last act, knowingly embodying the demise she long foresaw. Her wounds bleed, her masterful performance applauded by all as she dies of blood loss. She died feeling the perfection she always chased. And it's curtains for the Swan Queen. I love how the credits start with the applause fading away like her life. And that's enough. The movie has the perfect length, over an hour and 40 minutes. It pulled in $329 million in the box office on a $13 million budget. That's a W. Just like Natalie Portman's Academy Award win for Best Actress for this role. Now I know we didn't rank the disturbing scenes in this movie because I forgot. I got the memory of a goldfish. But let's just say it's disturbing. Much like Nina, I've struggled with perfectionism and people-pleasing in my own ways. This constant push to be better, to outdo the last video or the last thing, and to make sure people appreciate it. It's the reason why I upload so little, because I'm often not satisfied, but that often makes you feel like you're not good enough and kills your self-worth. And I'm a recovering people pleaser. I've been setting more boundaries towards friends and family and taking a break from friends who take too much. It's exhausting when you push yourself to the breaking point, not because you want to, but because you feel like the world will end if you don't. Nina's downfall isn't just about ballet. It's about the crushing weight of never feeling enough. And that's something I know all too well. It's why I've also wanted to let go of unnecessary control, because I feel having less control brings more clarity. It's just a shame that Nina's internal and external influences prevent her from realizing that perfection is beneath her. Most disturbing moment is probably Nina's breaking point. Her hallucinating everything near the end makes her an unreliable protagonist. You can't trust anything she saw, even the performance. We just have to hope it was good, but it could have been worse than my capstone presentation. It gives you the fear of reaching your breaking point, and I'd hate to lose my perception of reality, and that loss of control would be too much. The most enjoyable moment is her final act. It was perfect. It's sad knowing how unreliable it is, but also that she could have reached this perfect performance without losing herself. Because that's the human struggle, isn't it? Overcoming suffering without losing yourself. And that's what makes this story a tragedy. If you love this movie, you might like Cam, a similar story of doppelgangers and losing control. Watch my video on it here. Then there's Midsummer, another story showing the terror of grief and bloodthirsty cults. Stay tuned for that Alien Isolation video too, you're gonna love it. Thanks for watching the video, and if you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe to see more spooky rice. Thanks for watching, Spooky out.